knocking out opponent after opponent. But when he stepped into the ring with other boxing legends, their fights would become brutal and often ending in a shocking knockout. Tyson was in his prime. He was undefeated at the time and was the most feared man in boxing. When both fighters stepped into the ring, each looked confident, but Holmes kinda looked like he knew deep down he was in trouble. Surprisingly, young Michael Spinks was making his name known in the boxing world. He was undefeated and to many was the legitimate heavyweight champion. The two agreed to fight. It quickly became the most talked about fight of 1988. Unlike the previous fight, Muhammad Ali actually thought Tyson would lose, as Spinks showcased excellent skill and speed. But man, was he wrong. Within seconds of the opening bell, Tyson landed a deadly left hook, causing Spinks to cover up. Then Tyson continued his attack, forcing Spinks onto the ropes. And at exactly 60 seconds into the fight, Spinks would be dropped for the first time in his career. And right after that, the fight would end as Tyson would drop Spinks down again in what would become one of the most embarrassing knockouts in history.
In fact, several people seem to think that he's George Foreman, but he's stronger than George Foreman. He's Joe Frazier, but he's faster and he's more powerful than Joe Frazier, and he's Rocky Marciano, but he's almost 30 pounds heavier than Rocky Marciano. So that combination, I think, bodes pretty well for Mike Tyson.
Welcome back to another big fight recap here on BLTV Classic.
Yes, Tyson has the anticipation of a Doberman who's happened upon 210 pounds of unguarded meat.
On today's video, we look back at the night Tyson fought. By the horse's mouth, not only the biggest man in his career, but also the toughest. As the 6'6" Cuban heavyweight Jose Revolta withstood inconceivable damage inflicted by the most ruthless version of Iron Mike the world has ever seen. One of the great heavyweight slugfests of all time. Let's get right to it.
Stands in the head. Buster doing just about everything right, but Mike landed that. Didn't take a toll on Buster. Buster Douglas absolutely having the night of his life to this point. Oh, Mike tries to land a big right. The referee was breaking them. Mike misses the uppercut. Mike's left eye is really close. Buster not intimidated. He wants to keep it going. Mike actually, his Buster's landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He's in big trouble. He's not gonna make it. Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Buster Douglas is a new.
Forgot about that humiliating knockout. Tyson stepped into the ring to take on Evander Holyfield. The fight billed for good reason. Holyfield was in his prime and was quickly becoming. But it's not over there, as they went on to do a rematch in what became one of the most controversial fights in history, the ear bite fight. After agreeing to the rematch, Tyson was super excited, very hard and trained extremely hard. His determination and work ethic was superior to that of Tyson's. Then on June 28, 1997, he stepped into the ring, ready to put on a show. The match began with Holyfield dominating Tyson. Holyfield won the first 3 rounds.
Looking to set up the right there.
Holyfield's trying to employ that strategy too, Steve. He's trying to push Mike back. Right there, when Mike goes to come in.
Nice on the head. Evander Holyfield back to Tyson with a left hook to the head of Holyfield.
He hurt Mike really good.
At 32 seconds into the second round, Holyfield ducked under a right punch from Tyson. In doing so, he headbutted Tyson. The fight went on and everything seemed to be okay. Tyson started the next round with a furious attack on Holyfield. It seemed like a brutal attack. And as you can see, it just looked like a normal Tyson who was angry. But then, in a clinch, Tyson opens his mouth and bites Holyfield's ear. Holyfield starts jumping and is completely shocked. Nobody knows what happened. The referee looks confused. Millions around the world question what was wrong. But upon replay, everyone finds out. The world goes into shock. Nobody expected this. Despite this being illegal and hugely disrespectful, Tyson was allowed to continue fighting. And that was the biggest mistake ever. Because straight after when another clinch happened, a second bite occurred. But nobody found out until the match ended. When the referee discovered what happened, he instantly disqualified Tyson.
Tyson has the anticipation of a Doberman who's happened upon 210 pounds of unguarded meat.
Tyson met Revolta at the Trump Plaza Hotel in Atlantic City on August 17, 1986. The tension between the two created a legendary atmosphere among the lucky 1,000 people in attendance. Tyson's snarly grimaces were met by Revolta's death-defying eyes. It was clear to the viewing audience that they were in for a special night of heavyweight boxing action.
Just as expected, Tyson is right in the chest of Revolta. Left hand at all times.
Big right hand again. Yeah, just tremendous body shots and what an uppercut.
Counter right hand by Mike Tyson is invited.
And there was an uppercut. What a shot.
A classic right hook to the body, right uppercut combo put Revolta down at the end of the second round. The sheer power of the uppercut would have been enough to send 99.9% of every human on Earth to the shadow realm. Yet, to the crowd's surprise, Revolta made it back to his feet with enough stability to slug it out until the end of the round.
Revolta trying to bang with Tyson and gets off the ropes. That's a good left to the chin.
Acknowledging Revolta's resilience, Tyson elected for the water in the basement approach in the next few rounds, hammering Jose to the body to try and soften his core.
Lunging left hand by Tyson. That was an uppercut by Revolta.
No one expected too much from Revolta.
It's a combination from Revolta and also a low blow by Revolta.
And also, like Tyson's corner said,
That was a good left hand. There was a big right hand, and that hurt Revolta.
Tyson took his attacks upstairs by the end of the seventh, boxing with the same ferocity as he did in the first, throwing with the speed and power of a man that has barely broken a sweat.
Does he hit? Is on top of him. There's a big right hand, and Revolta is about to go.
this is all instinct.
And another big right hand, back to the body.
There is no spring.
And there's a smashing left hand, and wisely,
Tyson seemed shocked that Revolta had made it to his feet again. Yet, instead of taking his feet off the gas and cruising to a unanimous decision, he wanted to entertain the fans by closing the show.
Oh, another big left hand.
That's a fighter.
Oh, what a shot, and Revolta's down. And that's it.
Tyson knocked out Revolta in the 10th in a manner I'm sure the great Customato himself would have been proud of. But as always, HBO's Larry Merchant was underwhelmed by his performance and grilled the aspiring champ in the post-fight interview.
Since Mike, this guy was a tougher nut to crack than you thought, I bet.
Very enough. He had his mind concentrated. He was going to fight, and he did well, and I commend him very dearly.
What made him so tough? The fact that he fought back, unlike the other fighters who've taken you this far?
Most definitely, he fought back, and he had the idea in his mind he wasn't going to get knocked out. But as you notice, he was knocked down, but wasn't knocked out because he had his mind.
Fans around the world were upset and angry as they never got the fight they paid for, and it looked like he was going to be in a normal fight. Let's look at the highlights of each round. Round 1 made Tyson fans happy as he came out on top, brutally landing multiple punches and hurting Lewis. Round 2, Tyson started strong, but ended up suffering multiple uppercuts from Lewis, causing him to stagger backward multiple times. Round 4 and 5 showed Tyson becoming a punching bag as Lewis proved superior and landed multiple effective blows. And round 8 was full of surprises, as Tyson was finally knocked down, only to come back up and be knocked down again. And Lewis was declared the winner by KO. But if you want to see a better version of
They don't know Buster Douglas too well here.
Mike Tyson!
Just another day at work for Mike Tyson. He looks as they call to the center of the ring by the referee, Octavio Meran.
Gentlemen, the dressing room instruction. shake hands.
United States and other places around the world. So if you think the crowd isn't into it, we're in the Tokyo Dome, it's in here, but it's not that they're not into the fight, it's just that they don't seem to react the same way they do. You know, give you an idea. The stage is set. We're set to go. Bob Sheridan here. You see Mike Tyson in the black truck. Larry Rosadio of the United States, Ken Morita of the U.S., and Mr. Uchiha both of them early. That right hand got through. It's a surprise. And we listened to over the years that, you know, I think sometimes you get too close to a fighter and you believe things that the head's coming together. You saw Mike's head come right in the cheek there of Buster Douglas. You see the way Mike dips, with the exception of Tony Tucker, who Mike won the IBF title from. Everybody else has been really intimidating. You see, again, the key, and keep watching for this, whether Buster can hold him off to the closing seconds of this, the first one. Wow! With the right hand is Buster Douglas, and Mike comes right back and answers it with a wild left hand of his own. There's the bell, ending round. To get through the first round, and that's why Don King has brought this show on the road. Look at Buster landing some shots here. Laughing Mike. Mike comes through, leans to the right, and then throws that left hook. Just you heard about Buster Douglas' mom passed away a short time ago, and he's dedicated this fight to his mother. Probably would be scored more even by the judges because they wouldn't pick up immediately what Mike at any time lands that big shot. And that's the exciting thing about the heavyweight division, because once you're talking about Octavio Miran. Oh, an uppercut got through that time by Buster. Look at that here. Well, one thing for sure, he's come to fight. Okay. Going and then catch up with him in the later rounds with the big shot. If that's the strategy, then it's working, because